Hey there, Randall Brown with PMZ Real Estate. I'm super excited today because we are out here at the Veterans Memorial at the cemetery here in Pleasanton, and we want to talk about the veterans, and I have a special guest, Douglas Miller. He's with not only the American Legion, the VFW, the Association of the U.S. Army, and several other organizations, and we want to talk about what we have going on and what does this mean. So we're here at the Veterans Memorial, and tell us a little bit about it.
Sure. Well, Randy, we're at the Pleasanton Veterans Memorial that was completed in 2016, just before Veterans Day in 2016. This was a 2-year project. We raised some $325,000 from the community, and it was a great project. The purpose of the project was primarily to remember the fallen from Pleasanton. And behind us on this memorial are 23 names of residents who died in conflicts, during conflicts. And it's important for veterans to remember those who gave their lives for this country. So we're very proud of this memorial. It's a beautiful site here, and it looks down over some 500 or 600 veterans who are buried here.
Wow, very good. It is certainly hallowed ground. And I'm excited to be out here. I love the view. They couldn't have picked a better spot. So our veterans need so much after the sacrifice they gave. What are some of the organizations that you were involved with that really help out our vets? I know there's a lot of them,
Sure.
but maybe to hit some of the highlights.
Mm-hmm. Well, Randy, you mentioned the Veterans of Foreign Wars, the VFW post here in Pleasanton, the American Legion post here in Pleasanton. I'm also a life member of Diablo Valley Vietnam Veterans and Vietnam Helicopter Pilots Association. All of these organizations always try to give something back to the community or the communities. And also, I forgot to mention Pleasanton Military Families. What a great organization, founded by somebody you know well.
Yeah.
Chris Miller, who lives right behind here.
Yeah.
He started that organization about 20 years ago, and it was to provide support to families who have deployed service members.
Yeah.
And we've had deployed husbands, deployed sons and daughters, and so that organization is just a wonderful thing that also helps the military community.
Yeah, I love that. Some of the things they do a welcome home parade for a veteran when they return home. They have pack outs to send out, because I know when I was a veteran and I was away in school, when I first left my family to go to school, getting a letter or anything in the mail was such a big deal. And then if you got a package, it was like, it's like Christmas every time. So I love that they do that. So tell us about some of the fundraisers and the events that happen, and some of the things that we could go to help out and help raise funds for these.
Well, let me start with the Association of the United States Army. Our purpose is primarily to support the Army, the mission of the Army, the soldiers and families in the Army. But here in this area, we're the only active military branch association. We focus on camp parks where all the branches have representatives. The Coast Guard, you served in the Coast Guard.
Yeah.
There's some 40 families that live on camp parks that are coasties.
Oh, wow.
So what we do is we raise money and spend money on the military community. The active duty folks primarily is what we cover, of all branches, as I said.
Yeah.
And our big fundraiser is June 24th out at Wente. We're having a golf tournament and an awards dinner. We have a Medal of Honor recipient coming. We still have room in the dinner. The golf tournament's sold out. So that's one example. And again, we'll use that money for the local military community.
Nice. I hear there's a Huey gonna land.
Yeah, there's a Huey. Exactly,
and a howitzer or something you're gonna blast off.
Yes, we have a Huey that'll be flying in with our Medal of Honor recipient.
Nice.
At the beginning of the opening ceremony at 10:30 out at Wente on Monday the 24th, dropping off the Medal of Honor recipient. And that Huey, which is a flyable Huey that actually flew in the Vietnam War.
Wow.
I flew Hueys.
Yeah.
And that Huey will be auctioned as for ride purposes. So somebody out there at the dinner can bid on the 1.5 hour flight and take maybe 10 of his best friends or her best friends up. So
that'd be fun.
The other thing I want to mention, Pleasanton military families. We talked about that. They have a big fundraiser coming up in September. I think it's September 21st, which is a Saturday at Baroni's. And that's the big fundraiser for Pleasanton military families. You mentioned the pack outs
Yeah.
that they do, that we do.
Yeah.
And it costs us about $3,000 or $4,000 3 or 4 times a year to send packages to our locally deployed service members. So red, white, and blue, this will be the 2nd year for that event.
Yeah.
And it was a big success in Baroni's backyard there last year, and we're looking forward to it again this year.
Lisa and I went last year. It was really
Yeah.
a great event. They did a great job.
Yeah, so websites, Pleasanton Military Families, Pleasanton Military Family Support Group. You can put that in your browser window and find them.
Perfect.
Or the Dean chapter, which is under the Association of the United States Army.
Awesome. Well, I want to end this with, I like to make this statement because I believe it's so true. The Pleasanton's the best community in the world, and it's obvious when you hear your story and what you guys do. It's because of people like you, the organizations that you're involved with, doing their part in providing, our veterans with the help they need and deserve. And I want to thank you for your service, first off, and your commitment to continue to help those deserving veterans. Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you,
really
Randy.
appreciate it.
Thanks for your service.
Oh, my pleasure.
All right.
My pleasure. Awesome. Now shut off.